Yo, 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 what's going on, world? It's your boy Najee from Cigar Talk. And today I got a very special guest, man. Seated to my left. Hey, this is one of the most powerful men in media. Usually I drink Bel Air, but today I'm drinking tea. I got my man, Jason Lee.
Thank you for having me.
What's up, my brother?
Chilling.
How are you, man? I see you've been on a bit of a press run, dude, moving around the city.
This is a lot. I love New York. New York's my favorite city, actually. But and I used to have an apartment here over on 42nd Street. But then
you're getting the money over 42nd.
Yeah, but then after COVID, started like clearing up. They started trying to jack up the rent. I'm like, I don't have to pay $7,000 to stay in an apartment once a month if I even do that. Yeah.
And them apartments be small out there for real. So.
That apartment was actually pretty. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good size.
All right, that's what's up, man. Listen, I've been obviously watching you and your platform for some time, Hollywood Unlocked, and it's crazy what you've like built, right? Like I heard people say you the new Wendy Williams. When you hear shit like that, how does that make you feel?
I mean, it's cool. I mean, of course, I love Wendy. She's a friend. She's an icon in broadcast and television. I mean, somebody to, be able to rise through the ranks of radio and then to TV and be able to code switch for an audience that don't look like us. Mm-hmm. And all that is great. I like that they say, Wendy's gone now, so like you're the new Wendy. But I'm like, why? I got a penis. Why can't just be the new Jason?
Right.
The comparison, I get it because right now, real is rare in the industry and people are afraid to be honest. And I just feel like honesty saves us all time. So I say what I think and I say what I see, and whether people like it or not, it's the truth. So I really don't care what they think.
Yeah, hold up, but you don't find the balance between because a large part of this business is relationships. You got a few, you got a bunch. What's the balance for you between all right, I'm trying to preserve a relationship versus I got to be honest and say some shit.
Well, I think. Right now, what I'm challenged with is not losing myself in the pressure that I'm getting from so many people who want to have a personal connection, but can't handle what I do for my professional life. So I actually have been in my mind a lot about I was going to do a post on my Instagram where I was going to say don't fucking call me. Don't call me. No, nobody. Don't nobody call. And I might actually do this. Don't call me for a while because I don't like fake shit. I don't want people to be my friend because either A, nobody talks about you and you want the clout, so you want us to talk about you, or B, you want us to not talk about the shit that you're doing and you think having a personal relationship will stop us from doing that.
Right.
I just got off the phone with a manager who I've had a long relationship with, and I had to call him and say, hey, heads up. I did this interview on Complex and they asked me if anybody's ever tried to pay me to make a story go away or to take something down, and that's a question, and I have an honest answer, so I answered it honestly.
Right.
So people will watch and go, oh, he's messy, look, he's being messy. Well, it's the grace that I give people that people don't see why I'm actually not messy. If people saw the grace that I give people, they'd be like, yo, you could have ruined that life, that family, that deal, this, that, whatever. And no, I choose to move with integrity. So, I think just my delivery at times, because sometimes it's spicy or sometimes it's just over the top because it's funny.
Yeah.
People, they get it fucked up. But
are there moments that you feel like you saved somebody and you wish you didn't? So for me, because as media, I have that, right? I had a few different moments on the show where people call me yo, please take this part out. Even moments that I know, this is viral if I let this fly. I know that's had to happen to you where you got little shit, or you just let everything fly, really?
No, I can't remember. I did. I can't remember who called me. There was once where I got a call and there was, let me back up. First of all, whenever people come and do my show or my podcast or whatever, they walk in and I can already tell if I've never met them before or they got a lot of shit going on. They're very uncomfortable. I can read their body language. That's why I like doing shows in person, because there's nothing like sitting across from somebody and being able to kind of read their body language.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when they come in, they're usually nervous. We don't let people tell us what we can or can't talk about. So that's a rule. If you come in and you say, here are the things you can't talk about, then I don't want to interview you, no matter who you are. So they come in, everybody's cool. We start rolling. I can tell they're uncomfortable. I get them very comfortable. They get disarmed. They don't even see it coming. They get disarmed, and then they start over-talking. And then when they leave and get in the car, they're like, wait a minute, I probably shouldn't have said this. I probably shouldn't have said that. I've had a couple people call and say, hey, I don't know that. I think we should probably take that out. And I said, no, I don't think you should take that out. And I'll give you one example. Recently, I interviewed China. Black China. So
Good interview, by the way.
Thank you. She had gone through the whole court with the Kardashians. She'd gone through the breakup with Tyga and Rob, and we hadn't really gotten to it. And I built a relationship with her over the last couple of years where she's come to all my events, my birthday parties, stuff like that. So when I did the show, I said, hey, I want you to come on. She said, okay. So when she came on, she answered every question. At first, she was a little guarded, but when we got to the game, we have a game called Erase the Shade, where we take tweets or things and that they've ever said where it's been shady about somebody. We put it up and we read it to them and we say, do you want to erase that or not?
Right.
And one of them where she said, Tyga likes trans and I do too.
I remember that tweet, actually.
And she answered it. She paused for a long time and she goes, I'll erase it, which I thought was a good moment because
right.
you're literally taking back shade you threw at your baby daddy. And it shows growth and you're not being petty. And I was giving her chances to be petty and she didn't do
she
it.
didn't take the
But afterwards she called me, she said, I just think, I don't want my son to see that and think negatively about his father or me or whatever. I should take that out. I said, well, here's why I think you should leave it in, because what you said is already on the internet.
Yeah.
But you taking responsibility for what you said and taking it back and giving your baby daddy grace actually shows maturity, and I think you should leave it for that. And she left it.
Would you have taken it out anyway?
Probably not, honestly. But but like if somebody does or says something like completely reckless, I'd have to really consider the relationship, consider like the impact it's gonna have, and would I do it? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I've never really been forced to do that. So
yeah. Tell me about, actually building Hollywood Unlocked, right? Because like it's this major platform. Black media, which you speak about that often, like representing black media. What was the point where you were like, all right, I need to really do this. I'm committed to this. Like I'm making this whole thing.
Yeah. Well, when I started allowing Floyd Mayweather to be my mentor me in business and explain to me how he built his brand. Not even explain to me, but like sit with him for 6 to 8 hours and listen to stories about how he started in Grand Rapids, how he made it to the Olympics, how he was robbed in the Olympics, how they gave him the drive and motivation to be the best. He would constantly say, hard work and dedication is how you can get hard work and dedication. Well, I would see him behind the scenes filming All Access for Showtime in preparation for fights, whether it be Maidana or going around the world with him for Conor McGregor or planning for Pacquiao. I would always see and listen to how he would speak about his vision for being the best boxer, the greatest boxer of all time. And I remember when I first met him, I said to him, so he said, tell me about you. I said, I'm Jason, I'm a blogger and I'm gay. Because at the time I identified as a blogger, even though I hate that word, I'm not.
Right.
He said, well, I don't know why you would tell me that, because I don't really know no guys, no friends that are gay. I said, well, I've been here for a while. You got a friend that's gay.
Somebody in here.
And he started laughing, and he grabbed me, and we ran outside. He was laughing hysterically. And
hold on, where was y'all at?
We were at his house.
Okay. Well, how you just get the Floyd? You skipping parts. You gotta give me that.
His assistant brought me to his house to meet him and talk to him about something he was going through online.
All right.
And then, so as I'm talking to him, he said, okay, you want to be in media? And he crossed his arms. He goes, ask me any question you want. I said, okay. Now, I didn't really know about Floyd at the time. I knew he was a boxer, but I knew he was cocky and all that or whatever.
Right.
He said, ask me any question you want. I said, okay, why you keep running for Pacquiao? And he just looked at me. He said, damn, that's the first question. I'm like, well, that's what I could think of,
Right.
And so what he said to me was, the minute that the world said that Pacquiao was the best and the one that could beat me, I said he would be the last. Because I'm going to go my whole career making you all want to see me lose. And I'm going to keep beating him. And then I'm going to get to him, I'm beating him too. And be the greatest to ever do it. So I started learning how smart he was. But what made me get obsessed with it when I really turned it up was, I thought I was obsessed with Hollywood Unlocked. I thought, because I was doing the hard work, I was dedicated, I got on Love and Hip Hop, now I'm on Wild 'N Out, I'm in it. Stories going viral, podcasts doing well. He said, I called him one day and I was telling him how excited I was that this producer acknowledged me and wanted to do a show with me. And he said, until you become obsessed with what you do, until you are live, breathe, eating it, blood, sweat, tears, you would sacrifice everything for it. You're not going to get to the top, but you're going to be the greatest at doing what you do because you're bigger than you see yourself. Like, you're excited that this person acknowledges who you are, but you're the Floyd Mayweather media. All you got to do is believe in yourself, work hard, stay dedicated, but be obsessed with it. And in that conversation, lit a fire in me that I became so obsessed that my mantra of, if I'm awake, I'm working, and being dedicated and focused and putting in that hard work daily, it was just became my thing. And yeah, bam,
Damn,
there I
I
was.
love that. That's a fire story. I love that. Being that your media and your base and everything is digital, like the page is such an important part of what you're doing. How hard is it to navigate that shit? Like when your page gets shut down, like, you know what I mean? Losing that, like how hard is it knowing that like that's the hub?
Well, you think of a couple things. One, Instagram is the most visible front-facing part of the platform because everybody's on it all day. So every time, if you follow Hollywood Unlocked, when you turn on your phone, it's probably going to be at the top because we post every 15 minutes from 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So there's always constantly news. And then, when I built the business, we started with the .com and the Instagram, and none were monetizable because we had no traffic, we had no clicks, we didn't know SEO or syndication or none of that. Now, of course, we're syndicated through MSN, Smart News. We're going to Yahoo. We figured out the thing or whatever.
Yeah.
When you lose your Instagram, one, people think you're gone.
Right.
Two, you lose a significant amount of money. And then three, if you're not somebody like me, you can lose a lot of motivation. And once you lose that, it's over. So I never lost my determination to be at the top or my determination to have success because I lost the page. The Instagram, I just, started figuring out, okay, we got to pivot. And, as Black people, we learn early on how to code switch.
Yep.
We also learn how to pivot. We also learn how to rebrand and, redirect. So it was frustrating, but I work the best when my back is up against the wall or somebody's doubting me or somebody's trying to destroy me. Like if you come for me, you're gonna get the best content. The best content I've ever given online is when somebody did some fuck shit, And there are times that I want to go live and say something inspirational, and I record the video over and over because I ain't feeling it. Like I ain't feeling telling everybody, everything you want, you can get it. No, everything you want, you can't get because you're not smart. You don't have no hustle. That's the truth sometimes. But if somebody comes for me, I can make golden content.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes, do you ever think you're going too far? Because listen, when the Karen Civil shit happened, that was like you was on a war path.
Did you think I went too far?
It just felt like you was on a war path to destroy. Like it didn't even feel like
No.
I'm not trying to piece it up. Nothing like.
I didn't even address that for 3 years. I sat on that for 3 years. See, the thing about
Why
me
you
is,
came out in that moment? Because of the joiner thing?
No. Well, see, here's the deal. I am a strategic assassin. I don't need to, people who go to the internet when they get mad at somebody, and I'll use like the bad girls, for example. They get into it, they go online and they argue or this or that, and there's back and forth. You get nothing from that. It feels good. It feels great to get it off your chest. But guess what? If there was a brand that's waiting to work with you, that brand now is probably not gonna work with you. So for me, it's always timing. It's always strategic. When that happened, I knew that I was going to address it somehow. And I told that person that, when I don't know when and I don't know how, but I'm gonna get you. I told that to her face, and I meant that, and she knew I meant it because she begged me for mercy by saying, please, let's just piece it. No, and so I just sat on it because I really didn't know how I want to handle it. But what I didn't want to do was go out and just start screaming names and this and that, because people they don't listen to that. Oh, he being messy, whatever. Yep. So once the Jordan Lucas thing happened, and then the other girl, I can't remember her name. She's on.
I know you're talking about
Jessie Wu.
Yeah, Jessie Wu. Yeah.
Once all that was happening and in the clubhouse and thousands of people was talking about it,
you felt like
that's the time, because the conversation was so spicy about I'm that bitch. I'm from the hood. I don't play this, that, and I do this and that and that. And that. And so I happened to be driving down the street in Miami, and Wack texted me and said, "Yo, my clubhouse is lit right now. You should get in this room." So once I said, "What's going on?" I clicked in. I was coming from Bell Harbor Shops. I clicked in, and when I heard all the conversation, I just sat there and waited. And as soon as it was the right moment, I said, "Let me go ahead and say this. You did it to me, and I got all the receipts. And if you say you didn't, I'll play it right now. What you want to do?" And she owned it. One, I have to give her credit because she actually owned it. She wasn't owning nothing else, but she owned that, and that was the beginning of her process to be held accountable. So once she did that, I had my team also, when I logged in, I had my team in there. So I told them to record the audio. So they recorded the audio, I took the clip, And I called Angie at the Shade Room and I said, put this on the Shade Room. I called Robin at Ball Alert, put this on Ball Alert. I sent it to everybody. I said, put this shit out, I'm putting it up right now. So we all put it up at the same time. Once those three put it up,
then
the
it's
whole
over.
world,
Yeah, it's a storm.
Yep. So that thing went viral. And then I called Charlamagne. I said, nigga, what day can I come to the Breakfast Club? And Charlamagne said, next week. I flew to New York. I went in, but I was very intentional to make sure that I was calm enough for people to hear what I had to say. Because there's so many black brands and black media outlets or people who are aspiring to do what I do who don't know the politics involved with the game. Mm-hmm. They get in, they turn on the camera, they turn on the mic, they do their thing, but they don't realize it's not just about how much money you can make on YouTube or how much money you can make on Facebook or how much money you can make on Instagram or how many brands can pay you to do the content or how do you grow your followers. It's about how do you protect your IP? How do you recover your IP when it's taken from you? How do you build a relationship with Facebook and Instagram where you become a managed partner so your page can't just disappear? How do you build relationships with competitors instead of trying to fight them and beat them at the numbers? You build a relationship so they can amplify your messaging when you have a message like this that you need the world to hear. Yep. And how do you then use all of your relationships strategically to lay that motherfucker all the way out so that way they can never move anywhere on the world, in the world where the culture lives without people going, I heard what you did to Jason. So it was something that had to be done. I saw her recently and I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to pull her aside and say, let's talk.
Yeah. Don't be petty, Jason. You told me, I see you say you was in therapy on Twitter,
I'm in therapy. I'm in therapy. I'm in therapy. I did see her. I didn't say that to her, but I also, I'm not out bashing her no more. Like, I don't need to. Like, the world knows what she did. She knows what she did. She. I think where she fucked up was she came right behind me at the Breakfast Club and did an interview and took no responsibility. And it was like, yo, like, I'm a big advocate for black media in the streets. So
would you be open to that? Like just a conversation to like piece it up and
on my show.
Absolutely. Oh, you gonna monetize that motherfucker? Huh?
Yeah, of course. But I think it'd be great for the culture, be great for her, be great for me, it'd be great for everybody. But unless we're not gonna do it publicly, there's nothing to talk about privately.
Yeah. Okay. I feel that. Jay, I got a bone to pick with you, man.
Yeah.
I'm from Queens.
What happened?
I'm a barb. I'm from Queens.
Are
Nicki.
you really?
Yeah, Nicki my Queen. That's my dog, man.
Sign me up for this show.
What's going on, B? I feel like you be hating on Nicki, man.
Well, I mean, some people probably believe that.
You don't think so?
Here's the deal. I don't rent space in my head for people who have opinions that don't line up with the fact, right? People don't like researching. Niggas don't like researching. The internet and Google is free. If you Google and you look at the history, right? Like, for example, when black people say, you know what, we were slaves. No, we were kings and queens that became slaves, and then we became freed people, and then we sit in wanting reparations instead of building our own shit, right? I don't need a 40 acres and a mule, because if I want that, I can go buy the shit. I'm rich. But when I think about, when people ask me about the Nicki thing, I was a fan of Nicki. I still listen to Nicki's music. Her new song is fire, right? She's talented. She's going to go down as one of the best female or best hip hop artists in the world. Said that.
Yes.
Nobody pays attention to that. I've said she deserves a Grammy. Nobody pays attention to that. I've said the night she got into a fight with Cardi B, I called Riley and said, let's get Cardi and Nicki on the phone because we need to squash this shit. I didn't know Ra was the one that swung on Cardi, but she had an interest to not get them on the phone because she needs that clout to be able to survive. I don't need that. And no, we couldn't get them on the phone to piece it up. When Karen Civil was thrown under the bus for being a thief, her white flagged and token to get us on a good accord was, let me get you on the phone with Nicki to piece it up. I don't need you to put me on the phone with Nicki. Nicki got my number. If Nicki want to talk to me, she could unblock me, DM me her number. I'll call her. We can piece it up and we can move on. But she's chosen not to.
But where'd it come from?
She called me a cocksucker. Let me tell you something. I'm gay. I have no problem sucking dick. I've talked about it publicly. A lot of y'all suck dick. You niggas sucking dick too. Fucking trans out here, whatever. I'm about all the smoke. Have no problem being called a cocksucker. However, if your brother's fucking little kids, you got to be able to own that shit. Hold on, let me say this. When you ask a question, you can't ask a question because I can leave. You tell me what you want to do. Hold on. Wait, no. You say you got a bone to pick. You say you're a Barbie. You gonna let me finish my answer? Okay, now, see, this is why y'all ask me questions. Then when I give you the answer, y'all be wanting to shut the shit down. Okay, hold on. And don't edit this shit.
Nah, it's all the way. We don't edit.
Okay, perfect. Good. If your brother fucked with little kids, your brother fucked his stepdaughter, and I've been molested, I'm gonna take an issue with that if you call me a cocksucker. So Once you start that by throwing rocks, somebody gonna throw them back. So now what's gonna happen? Now you gonna get niggas in the streets to come get me? Okay, well, I'll call the police. I'll call the FBI. I'm not a street nigga. I am a fucking citizen. I snitch all you want. When a nigga shot me, I testify. I couldn't wait to get to court. If they would have had Uber, I'd have had Uber Black right there, 5-star, get me to court on time, nigga. Send that nigga to prison. His mama called me, threatened me, daddy. Fuck his little brother too, and the dog did it. I don't care, but I have compassion. Now, if Nicki want to be cool, I want to be cool. I'll go on my radio show and do it. I won't go on hers because the way she did Joe Budden. So you ain't gonna turn my mic off and talk crazy to me and pull my balls like she did Joe.
But you can't. I don't know why she called you a cocksucker. I got to do the homework for that.
See,
I don't know why.
See, they don't.
I got to do the homework. I got to do the homework for that. I don't know why. But talking about the brother, that's not a. You can't do that though. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's not her.
So we're protecting pedophiles.
No,
She paid for the attorney fees.
Everybody in their family probably got some kind. And I'm saying, not saying pedophile, but everybody got somebody in their family that you don't align with. You don't agree with that. You can't use that as a thing.
That's why I've cut most of my family off. And you know what? I wrote about them all in the book. My family got mad. They're like, "Why you put our names in there? Because you niggas did that shit to me." And that's why your name's in the book. And if you're mad about it, I went to a funeral, my aunt's funeral, and my cousin said, "Nigga, let me holler at you." And I had my security there with me, and they had their pistols on them. I said, "Let's go behind the truck and talk. Because if you end up getting shot, nigga, I want it to happen back here." And we already at the church. We get 2 funerals out the way, 2 for 1, now we all go home. Yes, I understand that people want to protect their family, but if your family is sticking their dick in a kid's mouth, you need to own that shit. And if you pay for their court fees, you're a pedo sympathizer, and guess what? Throw the baby out with the bathwater.
You're going too far, man.
You asked the question. I'm only answering the question.
You're going too far now.
Damn, you know who you booked on this motherfucker.
But and that's why I want to know.
And
what's your problem with her?
You're
talking about the family. What's your issue with her?
My issue is when you call a person who's been molested a cocksucker, when you call a gay man a cocksucker, when you call somebody who's unfiltered and unafraid and unapologetic a cocksucker in public in front of millions of people and gaslight your fans to go and harass them and harass their family and release their home addresses and tell them you're going to pull up and running up on them in the streets, you're going to fuck around and get somebody hurt. So for me, I just posted on my Instagram a picture of me as a kid when I got molested, and I said, "This is the person you're calling a cocksucker, a young boy who was molested, but aren't you a pedo sympathizer?" And that's how it all started. Now, mind you, let me also say, and I like that you brought this up, because I am in therapy and I have grown. And do I feel the same way I felt about her then? No. Do I wish that it wouldn't have gone as far as it did, to the point of what you're saying? Yes. But when you get into a fight with somebody, and you have fans all day long, or people all day long, every interview you go to, like this one, bringing up a beef that started 5 or 6 years ago, it literally, because what's going to happen now is this is going to start all over again, right? But yeah, do I want things to be different now? Yes. Do I want to be able to give people grace? Yes. I've been very public about how I feel like she's been robbed by the Recording Academy. I even called the Recording Academy to say, how is it that she doesn't get nominated, right, in this category? And they told me their explanation, but people don't see that. They see this beef that happened years ago, and they think it's one-sided because she hasn't said my name anymore, but she shouldn't say my name anymore, and I don't want to say her name anymore.
Good. I just feel like you go overboard. A cocksucker wasn't worth all of the extra shit that you just said. That's kind of crazy for that.
Okay. That's one man's opinion.
You agree?
And no. Just because it's your opinion don't mean I agree. People used to tell me that I was cute when I was fat. Maybe I was cute to them. I was fat. And you know what I did? I went and cut all that fat out. I went right to Houston, paid the best $11,000 in my life.
Man.
I wear every designer brand in the fucking world right now. I go to Fashion Week. Let me finish. I was a fat nigga that was holding people accountable for calling me fat. But I had to go look my fat ass in the mirror and say, you know what? Damn, nigga, I'm tired of not being able to walk up the stairs fast. I'm tired of thinking a dog could chase me and I can't run. I'm tired of not being able to put on this fucking Dior. I'm gonna go lose the weight. I went, laid my fat ass on that table, cut all that fat out, and now look at me. Cute, rich, designer. So now when I see the niggas that used to diss me and not want to fuck with me, I'm like, yo, I wouldn't have fucked me either. My bad.
And now you hold up. So was it what people were saying about you that made you want to go get the surgery?
Nigga, I was pre-diabetic. I had inflammation, sleep apnea. You know what really made me do it? I remember when I went to the doctor and they gave me that sleep apnea machine and said, lay in bed and you put this mask on to breathe at night. Yeah. Who the fuck gonna sleep next to me and I got a goddamn hose with a machine that's pumping air in my... No, That was what did it. I was like, yeah, this ain't cute. Now we're getting a little too far. Plus, I'm 45. I want to live long.
Yeah.
So I did it.
Were you always bigger growing up?
I think I was always you know how they say you're big boned? I was always like, I always had a bigger frame. Even when I was skinny, or in my pictures when I looked skinnier, I was like 190 or like 185. Yeah. And if you're from Queens and you're a barb, why you ain't trying to use this opportunity to piece shit up? You just opened up a whole can of worms.
I did. I just wanted you to take accountability for what you said. That's my dog, man.
She is?
Yeah, that's my dog, man. That's
then
why you're going too far.
You should have said, Jason, let's get on the phone and piece it up. That's how friends got to use their platforms. Now, you do that, I'm down. For sure.
I just asked you that. Would you be willing to do that?
I said, yeah. But I've said that.
You can't say yeah after you just did the whole.
I was giving you context because I didn't know you knew her. So now that I know you know her, that's the context. I interviewed her.
Listen, Nicki. Everybody like to say she's mean girl, whatever. I never experienced that. I've never experienced that.
You're the first person that actually knows her. Let me say this: you're the first person that actually knows her, that actually asked me the question, that actually wants to get to the root of it, and it not be for a personal reason. Everybody's politicked this beef.
Yeah.
Raw, it benefited her for her not to put Nicki on the phone with me and Cardi, so I can get Cardi and her to talk, because that was the craziest night, right? Like, y'all are both women in hip hop who are fucking killing it. You should figure out how to come together.
Yeah.
But Raw didn't do it, and now I understand why, and I understood who benefited from that, and I see the fallout of how many people have like become victim of that. Then when it was Karen Civil and the whole beef going on, it benefited Karen to use Nicki to piece it up, but not, why would you not want Nicki all these years to get on the phone with me and piece it up if you actually care? Because let me tell you how this all started. Let me go all the way back, because there's one more piece.
Please.
When Karen started working with Nicki, doing her social media, she would call and say, can you post this picture of Nicki? I'm gonna have Nicki come and like it on Hollywood Unlocked. This was like early years, whatever. I said, of course. Post Nicki, no like. I'm like, okay, well. She was calling you, can you post this picture of Nicki? I'm gonna have Nicki follow you. Post Nicki, no follow. So at this point, I'm like, you're getting paid to build a relationship with Nicki and Hollywood Unlocked, but this is not how you do it, because it's not working.
Okay.
So we stopped posting Nicki. I remember texting Karen. I got all the texts too. I got all the
right.
I said, we're not gonna post it no more. We left it at that. Then one day, Ross said, do you want to meet Nicki? I'm like, of course I want to meet Nicki. She's an icon. She takes me, I meet Nicki, take a photo, great.
So everything's cool already at this point? Okay.
Where it went left was, then when the fight and all that happened, and me literally trying to organically get these girls together for the sake of hip hop culture, women, whatever, everybody started politicking. Oh, I'm not gonna do this, not gonna do that. And so as time went on, and as the gaslighting went on, and the fans went on, and the social media went on, it became so far, based on like what you just said with me saying that, that how can you get on the phone now? How can you trust it? How can you feel comfortable with it? You know what I mean? And so it's been one of those things where, like, for a long time, when you try to say something positive, nobody sees that. Nobody hears that. They only hear the criticism. So then you get to the point where you're like, you know what? Fuck it. If you're in a relationship with your girl, and every time you come home from work and you've had a bad day with all this other shit, all your girls say, you ain't shit, you ain't did this, you didn't clean this up, you didn't work that out, at some point, you're going to be tired of going home. You're going to be like, fuck it, I don't want to talk to her no more.
Hold up, but when she called you a cocksucker, you ain't tell me what you did that will make her do that. Because I'm speaking on somebody, like I said, every interaction I've ever had with Nicki been positive. She ain't never shitted on me. She ain't never been mean. She ain't never did. I've seen her go off on people that do shit to her, but I've never felt that energy. So I want to know, what do you think you did that made her feel like she had to do that?
When I said that... I think I said something about, her changing her verse on Motorsport. She said she didn't change her verse on Motorsport. So I released the original track. That became an issue. Then I said, why you tell Future he can't be on tour with you if he does this song? She said she didn't say that. I put the email out that she did. So as the receipts started coming out and the fans started getting involved, then it became I'm gonna give this cocksucker of the year award to Jason Lee. Boom, 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 Queen Radio thing, you know? I was at Wild 'N Out when that happened. I'm like, why I get cocksucker of the month? So, I should wear it as a badge of honor if I'm gonna get it. I mean, damn, it's actually the first award I think I ever got, by the way, so thank you.
This guy's crazy.
The crazy part is she probably would like me and I would probably like her. I don't know if after all this we could even be friends because I'm not pursuing that at all. And plus, y'all both from Queens, so that's actually I know how Queens people stick together. I know how Queens. I know how Queens people stick together. You, her, Nas, all y'all.
Oh, that's what I'm like. Yo, I work with Nas too, so I'm like, yo, what's up with my man?
That's a relationship that I want to have. That's somebody who I grew up listening to Nas. I mean, he's a legend. But now it's like it gets weird because of my job, right? Like when you're in the business of talking about people or giving people a platform to talk about their story, it makes people pick a side or they like you or don't like you. Now, if you get to know me personally, people will be like, yo, he cool as shit, he funny.
But people scared of you, I think. Because
and that too.
They scared you. Like, all right, what about the Beyonce thing, right? Because they said,
here you go. He messy as fuck.
I'm not messy.
You see this message? Who screened this interview?
This shit was all over. Yo, Jay, this shit was all over. I have to bring this up.
Listen, I'm actually enjoying this conversation. I like real conversations. Like, I don't like this. I don't like manufactured, fake shit. Like, I'm cool with talking about any and everything. So I like what you about to ask me, although this is the most annoying fucking experience in the world.
We got to get into it. First of all, people at my job told me, ask Jason Lee about Beyonce. They told me this. So look, number one.
And the crazy part is he's messy as fucking ain't even had 2 drinks. That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? We just try the best content. Listen, hold up. I watched you. You was at the Rock Nation brunch.
Yeah.
Beyonce there. We see you trying to go for the pizza, which, nigga, that's Beyonce. That's what you're supposed to do. That's B, of course. But it felt like she was trying to get away from you. Like she seen you through the peripherals, and I don't think it's you personally, but I think your platform and how explicit you are, how open you are to being thing. Some people ain't gonna want to be like, it don't be worth it. So it felt like she was avoiding you. Did you feel like that in that moment? Did it feel like, damn, Beyonce avoiding me?
You know, okay.
That's what it looked like.
Let me say this. It's funny as shit. Because the other day on the Breakfast Club, we were talking about Marlon Wayans had said that he wasn't invited to the Rock Nation.
Yes,
brunch,
I saw that.
And he was mad about it. And I was like, yeah, I don't get invited. And then Charlamagne goes, yeah, but there was that one. I said, wait, nigga, before you even go, because I knew I'm very sensitive about this conversation. Because it's following. First things first, I've met Beyonce probably 4 or 5 times.
Did she know who you were?
Yeah. So when she walked in, she saw me and she was whispering to Jay and she was hugging Jay and she looked at me and she said, it's Hollywood Unlocked. So once I saw that, I was like, oh, I got to get a photo because this is a moment. First and foremost, she's Beyonce. Even if she was running from me, I would chase her. She's Beyonce. Like, let's be very clear. If anybody's worth being chased, it's Beyonce. The other thing is half the people that have shit to say about it have never been in the room with Beyonce. The wigs you wear don't look like Beyonce's. The kids you raise aren't as cute as Beyonce's. Your bank account ain't laced like Beyonce's. And your man ain't halfway as successful as Beyonce. So when I think about the people that talk about it, it's almost funny because I'm talking to people who would never even have the experience to chase a Beyonce or whatever. So when I see her, of course I'm like, yo, I gotta run around and get this photo. I gotta be strategic because I knew where Jay-Z was sitting, so I knew where they were gonna go. So I ran around to get it and I told my boy, yo, film this shit. So he's filming it, and I'm thinking like, how do I get in? Because the other thing is you can't just walk up to Beyonce. Like Julius, nobody is going to let you just walk up to her, but Julius knows me, and I saw Julius, and I made it clear I'm going to get to her. And Julius was kind of laughing because he knows anytime I see Julius, we could be at a club. If I see Julius walk in, I go like this. He goes, she's not here. I go, okay, cool.
Oh, so he knows.
He knows. As soon as I see him, I'm like, where's she at? But no, when I saw her, I told my boy record it, and she was going to the bar. She had coughed in her hand. She went to a bar to get a napkin. She was gonna walk over here to the table, and I came right up on her. I'm like, hey, and she was like, yeah. I'm like, can I get a photo? And she was like, absolutely. That's where it cuts off. But then we took a photo. She looked at it. She was like, no. Did another photo. We did 3 photos.
Oh, that's love if she did that.
Yeah,
it looked like she was trying to like, nah.
No, she was like, let me see it. And she was like, let's do it again. So we took 2 more photos, and then I said, and then I was like, I'm a huge fan. She was like, thank you so much. It's so good to meet you. Good to see you, whatever. And clearly she didn't remember me the way I remember her, whatever. So she walks off and she does her thing, and I end up leaving. I take the video from my friend. And I sent it, and I said, yo, let's post it online. I post it online. I don't know how the repost happened, but they cut off all the this and that and looking at and they put that out, and it's gone viral. And it's funny because I was texting with her publicist the other day because we're setting up an interview with Chloe Bailey. And one thing I want to tell her is I have 4 stage tickets to see Beyonce in LA, and I need the meet and greet because we need to redeem.
Oh, those expensive too.
I need
you dropped the bag on that. Huh? You dropped the bag on those.
Yeah, that was a lot. But yeah, no, it's funny because even in the photo with me, Rocky, and Rihanna, there's a video where I didn't even know I met Angela Bassett because I was so drunk by the time I got to the photo that once I saw the video online that Angela was in there too. I didn't even know I met Angela.
Damn.
But there's this funny thing where Rocky is laughing and pulling Rihanna away. They're like, look, Rocky's even getting Rihanna away from him. I'm like, for real?
Because you known as the messy nigga. With people scared of you, bro. I ain't gonna lie. People scared of you.
People are scared of me, but if you research, you see I built a $50 million company from Instagram. If you look at it, you see I created a talk show that became a podcast that became a syndicated partnership that I own with iHeart, a syndicated talk show with Fox. So I got rid of all that, came back with a brand new show in my own studio with Revolt, where I own the show. If you pay attention to what I'm doing and how I'm moving, and you go, well, how did he put Madonna and Cardi on the phone? How did he get Mariah Carey as award show? Oh, he has his own award show. Wait, how did he build a relationship with Floyd Mayweather? Or now, how? Well, if these people respect me, what is it about them that's different than the people that don't? The people that don't have a relationship with me or choose to believe what they've heard about me and allow that to taint the ability to build a relationship with me. That's their choice. But I always said, now, I have a relationship with every single celebrity in the world because of what we do at Hollywood Unlocked, but some choose to participate and some don't. Those that don't have that experience where you're afraid of the boogeyman. Well, guess what? If you look under the bed, there's no boogeyman. But if you don't look under the bed, you're going to be terrified to get out the bed because you think the boogeyman's going to get you. So everybody has their choice. Everybody has their optics. I'm not into choosing how to make people like me or not like me. People will see this interview and go, he's messy, look. And some people are going to be like, look how real he is. I just give what I give. I go home. I have a great lunch.
Me and the Bob's going to get you after this over. Me and the Bob's going to be on you after this over.
I've never been a barb. I've never been a barb. I say jokingly, oh, I'm in the Beehive or in the Navy or whatever, because at some point, like, you can't do this work and be unapologetic. You can't do this work and be unable to piece it up with people or get a common understanding or whatever. I looked at when Nicki had her baby and got married, I'm like, she deserves happiness. She deserves a family. She deserves to be happy or whatever. And when people started it up with her man, I said, you know what? I'm not playing into that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. And I will say this on your show because you have the relationship with her, and I'm sure she'll see it or her people will see it. You know, when the whole relationship happened and people were going online and, you know, the alleged victim came forward and wanted to sue her and all that, you know, there was a moment where I almost got caught up in that because the attorney who was representing the alleged victim was trying to get me caught up in amplifying what he was trying to do. It wasn't until he later did something with somebody else that I saw that he was weaponizing people's past or relationships or perceptions to try to extort them.
Yep.
But it wasn't until I saw it myself. When I saw it myself and I saw the relationship he had with Rolling Stone and how he was using Rolling Stone to be an attack dog. First of all, I got on the phone with Rolling Stone and I recorded that whole conversation. I was like, let me be very fucking clear who y'all got. Y'all don't have Nicki Minaj, who's not gonna go on the phone. You don't have Nicki's husband, who's not gonna go on the phone. You got a nigga who will burn this whole fucking internet down every fucking day with your, I done already found your picture, I already found your Instagram, I already know who you are, I already know what you about, I already called the owner of Rolling Stone. Bitch, I'm on your ass, right? Once I did that, they gave me a weekend. I called the attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, called your bitch ass, put my phone on the counter, and got my other phone. I said, hey, nigga, this is not the call you was thinking you was gonna get. I know what the fuck you doing, Rolling Stone. I know what you did. I know how you did it. I know this. I pulled every receipt.
Yep.
And he was stuttering. Then I put Sabrina Peterson on the phone, who was the one that brought up the T.I. allegations, who he represents her. And I said, I know what your motto is. I'm not sure what you're doing with Sabrina and T.I. because that's y'all's thing, but I see what you're doing now, and now I know what you're doing with Nicki. I think that you know this person who has a past that he's already been accountable for and already done his time and has already moved on and is already back in society and he's whatever. You now found the bag, who is Nicki, and you believe that if you embarrass her enough in public with the suit or whatever and come after her and come after him, that they're just gonna give you a check.
That's what they want.
And because Nicki's saying, fuck you, I'm not giving you a check, you're using Rolling Stones, the Hollywood Unlocks, and the everybody else to do your dirty work. So I said that to him, and then I went on my show and I said that too. Nobody heard that. The Barbs clearly didn't hear that shit because I was like, yo, I see what it is. Yeah. And guess what? Not only did he stop pursuing the shit he was going to try with us, not only did he fall back from the other shit that he was trying to do with somebody else. But Rolling Stone called me and said, yo, we off that.
I respect that.
You know what I mean?
Respect that. Yeah, I
mean, I sent Rolling Stone all the receipts.
that.
I'm like, yo, if y'all run a story, here's what I'm gonna do. Because, I wasn't able to get it. It's so crazy that when it was happening to me, I said, let me research who's doing all this Nicki shit. And I Googled it, it was Rolling Stone. I said, I see what you're doing.
I respect that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
you did the homework. I respect that.
See, the bars.
I just want you to be objective. That's all. I just want you to be objective.
Yeah.
Certain times I felt like it was hating. I'm like, yo, come on, man.
Yeah, I would interview Nicki Minaj in a minute. Not on Queen Radio where she could take the mic like she did Joe Budden and cuss him out and disrespect him.
We have to figure something out.
But
man.
I do love how she went on his show and how they were able, I like how they were able to piece it up and move on, but I don't know that this is ever going to happen here. I just don't think she would trust me enough to do it. But maybe since you ride so hard for her, you can call her after the thing.
I'm always ride for Nicki, man. Big Queens. All right, listen.
I'll give you
I
my
know
number.
you got to go soon. Yeah, let's do that. I want to make sure I got to get a couple topics off before we part.
After
Get
you
your
ran
opinion.
down on me, fucking
Yeah,
bar.
I had to. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Nick, listen. I'm going to jump him after this shit over, Nick. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it, Nick. You know what I mean?
And then I told all my people where I was at before I got here. So shout out to the FBI.
All right, what you thought about I know you seen when L'Oreal and Michael B. Jordan had the whole.
First person to ask me my opinion on that
said,
shit.
Yo, you said I was corny in high school. Da 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 da. It felt like she was kind of
I thought
trying
that
to
was
like.
fucking corny.
What did you think about that?
I thought
whole
it was
moment?
corny. And
On whose behalf, L'Oreal or Michael?
Michael B. Jordan. I'm gonna tell you why. We're in a whole world where we talk about respect black women, protect women of color, protect this and that, and it's always selective of when that applies to people. You're not gonna protect this one because it's Michael B. Jordan. We saw him in his Calvin Klein's. He's the sexiest man alive. Oh my God. Well, guess what? Okay, who gives a fuck? He did it to the right person though, because this is why I don't do red carpets. When you do a red carpet, you don't know that person don't know what you're gonna ask them, and you don't know what they're gonna say to you.
Right.
But you also have to invest in the idea that the person that you're gonna say some slick shit to is not gonna come back at you with something. She handled that professionally as fuck, number one, because she could have really gave it to him, because L'Oreal does have a reckless ass mouth. Now, it's been discovered since then that the person he said was saying the stuff about him wasn't even L'Oreal, it was somebody else. So you look foolish because you called somebody out on some shit that you invited to your event to cover, and then you use that opportunity to basically attack them. It's the first time that anybody on the internet's felt sorry for him, because most people know he likes to date white women.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Nothing wrong with that. My mama's wife, that's what you like, but whatever. Don't know why him and Lori didn't work out. There's rumors. I talked about that on the Breakfast Club. God. You can go check that out. And I know some of his personal business that I'm not going to get into today, because I actually respect Michael B. Jordan. I'm a fan, and I like what he's doing, and Wakanda forever. But my issue with that is you got to be careful when you do that to people, because I called L'Oreal to make sure she was good, and you don't know who are friends with people like that. And I ride hard for my people, and I did want to say something. And I didn't say it because it wasn't my beef to get in, but I felt like that was, I didn't think it was fair. And I also feel like the greatest get back is success. You're on my red carpet interviewing me at my movie premiere. So if I think that you were a bully before, who's winning? That's what I would.
But you don't think he could have called it out though? Like him just saying, like, yo.
But you called it out and got it wrong.
I was corny,
you called it out and got it wrong. I said he cheated on Lori Harvey, but he ain't responded to that. Respond to everything, because I saw Lori at the Super Bowl. I said, "Did you see what I said on the Breakfast Club?" She said, "No." I said, "I didn't want to go see that." Because you can't have selective outrage. You can't pick and choose when you want to cancel people. You can't select.
But he's seen her. In all fairness, it's not like he went on Twitter. Like, maybe if he's seen you, maybe he would say some shit to you. Who knows? But I'm just saying he's seen her and was like, "Yo, y'all was calling me corny, and now I'm up. What's up? Like this, you at my shit."
But if you were in high school, I assume you watched.
I was cool in high school.
No. But I assume you watched sports, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you watch basketball?
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
34.
Okay, so you're 11 years younger than me, but you know who Michael Jordan is.
Oh, come on, man.
You mean to tell me you in school with a nigga named Michael Jordan, you ain't gonna say nigga. Right?
Yeah.
You ain't, and if the nigga wears Jordans, you ain't gonna be like, Nick. Like,
that's
so.
yeah.
You mean to tell me the sexiest man alive with abs and can wear Calvin Kleins like that and date Lori Harvey is that insecure that you actually remember when somebody laughed at your name being Michael Jordan? You just did it because you were being petty as fuck. That shit gay niggas do. That shit women do. Real niggas don't act like that. Real niggas act like real niggas.
You can't
real
say that.
niggas don't act like real niggas. I mean, real niggas don't act like that.
What if he wasn't who he was now, though? Maybe he was corny. I don't know. I don't know him. But I'm saying if he was, maybe he was.
That's like somebody.
And then now I'm lit. Like, I'm going to let you know.
That's like somebody saying, yo, man, you were fat. I'm like, sure in the fuck was. Yeah, so what? I own all my past. Yo, man, you suck dick. Sure do. I don't give a fuck if I'm talking to you, if I'm talking to a transgender person, if I'm talking to Laverne Cox, fucking Puff, Floyd, Nicki, Cardi. I'm Jason Lee all the time. I own all my shit. And I'm not perfect. Nobody is, even though everybody watching is judging me because you're perfect. Yeah, that was some punk ass shit. And you know what, Michael B, I'm a fan. Yeah, you are one of the sexiest niggas alive. And yeah, I've never wore Calvin Klein's the way that you do. And but that was corny. And it was unfortunate that he had to do that because it showed how insecure he still is. You're on top of the world right now. You're the director of a huge film. That's pretty much like all the other ones, but still, you're the director of a huge film. Why would you do that?
It's so shady, Jason.
It's petty.
Man.
It's petty.
Yo.
Petty.
Oh no! All right, we got Jason P. Your last one.
I feel like I was set up in this interview, bro.
Nah,
I've been doing.
man,
I'm in therapy.
come on, man.
I'm in therapy. I'm doing better.
You
and
like
shit.
tea, my brother? I'm sorry. We trying to sip some tea tonight.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm sitting with a barb. Like this is growth. Okay.
We
this
said, yo,
growth.
boss, what's up? You know what I mean? Holla at us, Nicki. We love you. All right, your last one.
And Nicki, we love you. We.
Nah, JJ, see, cause you go too far. You go too far.
Why can't we?
I want you to listen. I would love if it'll piece it up, but some shit
I'm
I
gonna
don't
give you
know
my
if it's
number.
too far. But
Yeah.
I would love that personally.
Well,
I would
you
love to see
created
that.
all this today. Man, shit.
Well, all right.
You have the power to edit some shit out if you want, but don't.
All right, listen. Tell me about what you think about 6ix9ine. He got jumped the other day. That was a big story.
I think he should have killed him. I mean, you're no. Here's the deal. You're in Florida with the stand your ground law. Take advantage of that shit. Man, I carry my pistol on me all the time when I'm in LA. When I'm in New York, I typically have security. This is when I slipped up. I came to an interview with a barber, didn't have security. I could have got caught slipping today. I'm still not all the way gone. That's okay. My friend back there didn't text the FBI. We good. So, again, like I try to move smart, but you never know when you're gonna get caught slipping. Yep. He was at the gym with the little booty shorts on. He couldn't have a pistol on him at the gym. It looked like Planet Fitness. He probably should have went to a private situation. But I also think he should have killed the motherfucker. Why? Because we're in a state where he could have got away with it. He could have killed everybody in that motherfucker because he had to stand his ground. So he missed an opportunity. On the other side, everybody in Chicago is happy. King Von's family's happy. Lil Durk, Lil Reese, Lil Boo Boo, Lil Boosie, Lil everybody's fucking happy that you got your ass whooped. Yep. But I also blame the gangs that put people into the business of being in gangs who ain't from the hood, ain't from the streets. If you ain't ever been through shit, and if you ain't really about that life and really ready to lay it all on it down, I mean, I watched my brother who was a pyro lay and die in his own blood because he lived in that world. And there's so much respect and appreciation who goes for what he stood for. I went to his funeral and I watched how many people, I didn't understand people throwing red rags in the coffin and all that and Hennessy and throwing up gang signs. I wanted to call the police at that funeral. But, I also had to respect and appreciate where he came from and what he represented. Right. 6ix9ine's never been that. So who's to blame for the fuckery that we've all had to endure and all the people who've been disrespected? So I understand why people are happy at the get back. I also feel bad for the dude because I don't want to see nobody get beat up like that. But I also feel like the nigga who did it should have got shot.
Okay.
I don't know if all that makes sense. But by the way, I'm in therapy and I want to send love and blessings out to everybody.
Me too. I need to go to therapy.
Yo, this was a great fucking interview.
Thank you, man.
I feel good.
Thank you, Jay. Yo, Jay, listen, I've been waiting. I'm glad we had this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You've been plotting. These fucking questions, you plotted on my ass.
Listen, last one, Dirk in India. That was another thing that kind of took a life of its own. It felt like, they broke up. India was just like, I'm done. Dirk is threatening to shoot people online if you date her. It just felt like, what did you think about the whole Dirk in India situation?
You know what's so crazy? I don't even know what India looks like. My team posts these people. I will say, though, I do know how big this relationship is. He rented out the stadium or the arena in Chicago and all that. And I know he really loves the girl. And I believe you should fight for your love. And, I will use like Lil Baby and Jada as an example, how they love each other, respect each other, they co-parent together and all that. But I don't think he's online threatening to kill everybody who dates or whatever. He fighting for his love. Keep fighting for your love. But at some point it gets a little too toxic and, the police might be watching and niggas are getting RICOs. Like I wouldn't be fighting for shit right now.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
You know what?
Have you ever fought for somebody like that?
Not like that. Not like, I don't threaten to shoot people, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's not my vibe, You
just kill them in an interview.
I got, you know what I'm saying? We gonna sit down and go through,
So we're literally the same. We're literally the same.
I got friends to take care. I ain't threatening nobody.
Once you get money, it gets a lot easier. You just
You know what I'm saying?
Handle that.
But yo, listen, Jason, I appreciate you pulling up, man. This was a dope episode.
Thank you so much. Yes.
I really, honestly, I admire your growth. It feels I can see you growing in real time. I've watched the journey since I first heard of you.
Appreciate that.
I could see you growing. Just when these things come up, I hope you don't be as petty as you used to be or as you can be. I really do see the growth in you, and I would love if we can move forward from a lot of the other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And continue to do what you're doing.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Anytime somebody can see the growth, because when you're evolving, it's an evolving experience. You don't change overnight. You don't grow overnight. The other day, I wanted to go live because somebody said something about me, and I literally recorded 6 videos because when I did the first version, I was like, oh, that was brutal. Then when I did the second version, I was like, I didn't have to do that. Then when I did the third version, I was like, why am I even doing a video? I did the 4th version because I had to make sure I didn't. Then the 5th version, by the time I got to the 6th version, you know what I did? I just deleted them all because I'm like, none of this is going to do anything to help anything. And it doesn't matter. And so I chose not to. But, sometimes it's hard because who I believe I am as a person and sometimes who people see me as don't always align. And you want people to see you. But then at the same time, you'd be like, man, fuck it. And so I just try to be me in the moment, knowing that I'm on a journey, and therapy has been very good. And even talking today to somebody who has a personal relationship with somebody that I don't, who I've had a very public conflict with, that I want to get beyond. But I also have to stay true to who I am. It's sort of like, if we do have a conversation and we're honest, does that allow us to move forward or does that set us apart? I don't know.
I don't know either. I can't speak for that. Like I said, me and Nicki, I ain't never spoke to her about you. This wasn't none of that.
Well, you're going to now.
But she, like I said, Nicki has always shown me love, and I think a lot of the hate that she receives in this industry is unwarranted. I think she responds to a lot of shit that comes to her, and that's my dog. So I'm gonna ride out with Nicki.
Well, I'm gonna give you my phone number. You're going to choose to give it to her or not. She's going to choose to call or not, and we're going to choose to move past her or not. But Jason has remained open to moving forward. But part of moving forward is being honest with yourself and being honest with the other people. And once you can do that, like, can I say I crossed the line in some of my commentary? Of course. I'm sure if you go get a snapshot of everything I've ever said, I'll probably go, damn, I said that too. But I've also said a lot of positive things, and we'll stand on all of it. But also, do I want to move? I want to move the fuck forward. I want the Barbs to be fans of Hollywood Unlocked. I want Hollywood Unlocked to support Nicki Minaj. But we have to be able to come together without people politicking the ability to move forward or getting in front of it because they have their interests, and let it be what it is, period.
I feel that, man. Super dope episode of Cigar Talk. I got my man, the Cigar, Jason Lee, your Barbs. I hope I tried to, I'm trying to shoot him a little bit, you know what I'm saying? We out of here.
What a setup.